Yes, it's the 50th anniversary, the Beatles' second album in the US. So I'm going to be showing you all my records and all, well, the one CD I got. On the background I'm playing this, it's from the Capitals box set. I'm starting on the mono side so it doesn't sound weird if you could hear anything. Okay, so I got this. I don't have the new remastered though. I got a really good first pressing mono. It was 11 bucks. Probably should have had this out already, but I found a blue sleeve for this and just put it with this one. Yeah, here's the record. Next copy I got for $1, another original mono, and I found another sleeve for it. I only had a few skips, but I fixed some and it plays good now, so that's good. Alright, next I got for $8 stereo, and this is the purple Capital label. I also got for $4 another stereo. This is my most recent one I got, and it has the Apple label. I really like the Apple label here. This is probably a 71 pressing. Last but not least, I got another stereo. This was $4. And it's the Lime Capital label. Alright. So yeah, it's 50 years of this album. That's crazy, because even in the US, like the third US album, that's crazy how long it's been. So, yeah, the second album. Fantastic album. I don't think it's as good as Meet the Beatles, but it's still really good. Starts out Roll Over Beethoven, which is a fantastic song. This version has kind of an echo effects. I really like this song. It's really upbeat. I don't know if anyone notices, but like Paul's bass on the early tracks sound pretty good, like in stereo, and it sounds good there. Thank You Girl, which is playing. This version on here has the added harmonica, which makes it sound way better. I think it sounds like not finished without it. You Really Got a Hold on Me. Another great song. It's like, sounds like when I hear that song, it kind of sounds like what the Beatles would kind of show in the later period, like Fantastic playing, and they weren't just some boy band in the 60s. So that's what really shows on there. Devil in Her Heart, another good one. I think it's probably the weakest song on there, but it's George singing. It's a good one. Money, some really good singing by John Lennon. He's like screaming his lungs out. And as me and Mr. Mail say, he really wants that money. And last on side one is You Can't Do That, which I believe is the first time it's released on an album, because it was a single in the US, in the UK. It was on A Hard Day's Night, the UK version, but it wasn't released yet till about July, but this is the debut on an album. And then start out side two with the heavy rockin' song, Long Tall Sally, with Paul's surprisingly only lead vocal track, which is, I always like that song, and I pretty much like any version of that the Beatles ever done. Even the 1963 bootleg recordings, I really liked that. And they're also their Hamburg 1962, when Ringo's first appearance in a recorded concert, I believe, the first. But that one's like the first sign of punk rock. Good punk rock. Next is I Call Your Name, which is another good one. If you notice on that song, the lyrics, lots of the lyrics are different. Usually on early Beatles, it has like a couple lyrics and then just repeats it on the next verse. But on that song, it actually changes a lot if you notice it. And that's the sign of a good writer, even though they're already good, but I'm just saying they're really good. Please, Mr. Postman, a really good cover. Like kind of what I hear like on like You Really Got a Hold on Me. They're just a really good band. Next is I'll Get You. A really good song, personally not one of mine favorites. That'd probably be the weakest song for me on the album. But definitely the song itself, like it or not, it's a good song. Nice lyrics. And last to end the album is the best song on the whole album. Probably the best song. And it says on the cover there, She Loves You, which is one of the best Beatles songs ever done. I believe the best. One of the best. Period. As their signature, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they were just a really peaceful band with that song and brought joy to people. So that's a good way to end this album. I really think She Loves You is a good way to start, end, middle, anything, that song. It's great. So, anyway, overall the tracks are really good. You can't go wrong with this. Really nice photos. Even though it's not the Beatles intended, it's still great. I really think this is somewhat of a concept album because it has like most of the pictures here are like shows like right there and down there, and also like you could see here and right there and also right there. I just really think because it has a concert feel to it, all these tracks together. I just really think it's a somewhat concept like a show, this album, what it is. So yeah. And I always thought it was weird, you could see right by Paul, there's no Beatles sign like you'd see on the drum right there. You don't see it. I don't know if that was just, they didn't put the drum on there and there was just another one. That's what I noticed in some rehearsals or something. But that doesn't really look like a rehearsal. But anyway. Yeah, great album. I just played the CD during dinner today. And it was, I was rocking on there. I played the stereo. Right now is the mono playing right now. Yeah, this album has a lot of good mix of like heavy rock, slowing down, and also has like You Really Got a Hold on Me, and then the heavy Long Tall Sally. So this is in the really fantastic lyrics of I Call Your Name. It's more complex of a song. So this album kind of has everything in there in the package, especially for the time. But yeah, it's a great album. Recommended, of course. I recommend any Beatles album, even ones that are not my favorites, because you know it's the Beatles, they rock. So I give this 10 out of 10, and been 50 years. So anyway, thanks for watching. Beatles forever.